Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and today I'm going to be checking out the new Legendary Items reward track, which just came to beta in the Lord of the Rings Online. This is going to be the 5th round of beta for Update 32, and we are finally getting the first look at this reward track. So first of all, to find the reward track and the UI panel for that, I'm going to go to the bottom left of this bar down here, and in the character section, there's a new thing called reward track. It has the exact same icon as allegiances, but that will open the reward track. One little tip I have to make easier access to that is change one of these toolbar slots rather, to the reward track so you can quickly open it like I have done with the allegiances here. So here's the reward track. In the R's, I will put it in one of my bag slots, and I guess I will just have to remember that the icon is the exact same as the allegiances. Now, one of the first things I noticed with this reward track is the UI is very much so looks unfinished, but if you scroll this bottom wheel down, can't even see the progress I have. I accidentally used a heritage rune when I was first trying to find out how to open this, but yes, there are 100 levels in the reward track, and you have to apply XP, and as you apply item XP, let's say I use this random 640,000 one I have, you can see the purple bar will show the progress into that level. So those are the very basics of how the system functions. You can see each level you get, you will eventually get a reward. We can go ahead and just use some heritage runes to go ahead and level up and see how you claim the reward. So got to that level, and now I can just claim the reward. I get the reward, which this one is a small coffer of ancient scripts, and we can see that that gives 200 ancient scripts. I do plan to go ahead and go through all of these levels potentially, or at least go through a lot of these and see what everything looks like towards the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. So at this point, I do want to go ahead and mention a couple important notes that are in actually the beta patch notes for this. So as far as the reward track goes, it says not everything is complete. It is very much so a work in progress, which it does look like it is, especially with the user interface. And as it says here, the reward track is going to be seasonal, and at the end of the season, all the track will be replaced with an entirely new one. So whenever they decide the seasons end, which might be with major patches like Update 32 starting it, then maybe Update 33 or even something different if they decide different for the seasons, that is how it would work, and just reset your progress with new rewards and all that sort of stuff. And then they say that the reward track is LI focused, so some rewards, notably things like traceries, tokens, and ancient scripts, will reappear season to season. This is something we also could have guessed, but their frequency and drop value, it says, will change over time, and they'll have more details on how this works, and that will be provided at a later date. Now, one thing I did notice over the past month or so is Renenia, and maybe even some other people at Standing Stone Games, have mentioned that the reward track might include things outside of the legendary item system, even if it is the LI reward track, including things like perhaps embers of enchantment, motes of enchantments, or even figments of splendor. So that is one additional thing to perhaps look forward to with the reward track, just an additional type of reward. Now, one thing we will notice if I go back in game here and apply, like if I just apply, well, that ain't gonna do much. Yes, if I apply a whole bunch of item XP and unlock a few levels here, we'll go ahead and go up to level 4, 3, or 4 just to show this. One thing you are supposed to be able to do later that is not currently implemented is you can claim any of the rewards. So like on this character, I could claim the level 3 reward because I have that unlocked, but currently in the beta, you can only do it sequential. So you have to do level 2, then level 3 to get that, but that should be fixed by time this is actually released. Also, something you might have noticed is you cannot use multiple heritage runes at once. You do have to individually click them. They are pretty quick to apply, so it's not the biggest drop in quality of life, but it would be nice if you could just click however many you want to use, like scroll a little wheel and do them all. So did just want to point that out as well. They are also going to be adding a repeatable reward at the end of the reward track. So whenever you get level 100 and get past that, there will be some sort of like prestige type. Let's see, why can I not scroll this? I seem to have broken the drag wheel, but as I was going on about, when you get towards the end of the reward track at level 100, they will have some repeatable rewards that you will have after that, but that is not yet implemented as well. And the final thing, just mentioning the scroll bar, they are looking at ways to improve the scroll bar. For me personally, the UI is not that great right now on So yeah, on the note of the UI, one thing I would love to see is just more of the levels displayed in one panel. There's a lot of blank, just totally wasted space that is quite annoying right now, and hopefully that is improved. But honestly, my hopes are not that high given the legendary items panel. They still have not updated that, and I still don't like the UI basically at all for the LIs. So based on that experience, I don't have much hope for this getting much better, but I do think it needs big improvements. Alright, so that is the big stuff that they had in the patch notes for what they have with the reward track right now. There are a couple other things to point out. When you apply legendary item XP, the progress that you get for that level or for the reward track as a whole is based on your character level. So one thing you might notice is heritage runes have a minimum level now. So one thing you might be concerned about is if you're level 50 and, for example, on this character, I've used this 475,000 item XP, it really doesn't progress the track all that much, but that's because it is 475,000 item XP worth for a level 140 character that I'm applying. So basically the amount of progress that item XP applies to the reward track is based on character level, and it does vary by different level characters. I will point out I did find this resource posted from Laura Linarian on Twitter, actually on her blog, laurelsden.wordpress.com. They have a table for how much XP you need based on your character level to get different levels in the reward track. And this table was made by Orthane, which you can find on Twitter as well. And I will link all that stuff in the description, but thought I would point that out because it is a nice table and might help you see how much XP you need for different level characters. Alright, so that covers what there is for the reward track in the first beta, which, as it says, is a work in progress and pretty early in the design, it seems like. So I know at this point I have gone into a little bit of my opinion about things as we've come across them, but I will be saving some of my first impressions and just general thoughts on the system towards the end of this video after this section, because I first want to see what we actually get out of it. I think that's a pretty important part, so I will go ahead and just apply all these item XP things. It will take a while, and we'll claim all the rewards and see what we get. Alright, so about 10 minutes and a couple snacks later, I did use enough heritage runes to get level 100 on the reward track. So if I... oh no, it broke again. Whoa. So I do have a couple things to point out. First of all, I started this video at 0 ancient scripts, so we do not need to worry about me actually having had those before this video started. I started at 0 and I deleted everything I had related to the new legendary item system, of course, except for the heritage runes themselves. So everything I will get on this character will be fresh from the 100 levels of the reward track that are in the first preview with the update 32 beta. So now I get to claim everything and maybe have a few more snacks. One thing I did forget to point out is that the rewards you get scale to your character's level. So any character can contribute XP to the reward track, and the amount they contribute will be based on their character level and the item XP that they do apply. And then any character can claim that. So for example, my level 50 character could progress the reward track for my level 140. Now, one recommendation I would have is for your higher character level, probably would be best for that one to go ahead and select the rewards out of the reward track. So especially if you're at endgame or something, you get more relevant stuff for a character like that, because with the new LI system, as you level up, you replace stuff anyway. So to me, it seems a little bit pointless perhaps to get rewards for a lower level character when you'll just out level it anyway. I do see my inventory is actually getting quite full, so at some point soon, I was supposed to speed this up, but have had enough stuff to talk about. At some point soon, I will go ahead and open some things. So I have gotten a lot of stuff, and I actually want to look at everything I got. This might take a moment, but we got enhancement runes, we got ancient scripts, things like that, enhancement runes again. These all have the same icon, so it looks like bunches of... oh, there's a sealed tracery. I wonder if the traceries are going to be RNG. That would be really bad if they are, but I would not be surprised. Also, there are chest of embers. Here are the embers. I talked about motes, embers, and figments. It looks like there is a sealed chest of embers, 1,000 embers. So we can... that is not embers. I did get a tracery token legendary. Tracery token legendary. That gives me cracked Gundabad Tracery. I'm guessing that is not intended though. That would be a very nice reward, to be honest. 2,000 ancient scripts and a cracked Gundabad Tracery, but I'm guessing that is not intended, even though it is like sealed chest of embers. Let's see, the other one did it as well. And then there's the token legendary. So yeah, let's go ahead and open some of these other things. Enhancement runes, so that just gives me enhancement runes. Oh, one of those, so that was one of those tracery boxes and it gave me a random tracery. Not really ideal. All the RNG in the legendary item system I am not liking, especially with traceries. That is probably, to me, the biggest disappointment of the LI system. It seems like the reward track, you might get some barter stuff, even though that didn't actually seem like it gave me the right item. I was supposed to give embers, it seems. That part was not random, because I could use that to... Wait, this was something different. I got a Shattered Gundabad Tracery from that box. So it looks like there are some tokens that you can get, some ancient scripts and the such like that, but... Yeah, as far as the random tracery boxes that you get, they are indeed random, unfortunately. I just wish they were selection boxes, basically, long story short. And I believe that issue is spread throughout the entire LI system and not just the reward track. Alright, so at this point in the video, I think I'm going to claim the rest of the rewards, and unless I see something very interesting, I'll go ahead and just speed it up, since we kind of get the pattern of enhancement runes and random traceries is what it seems to be like, and occasionally a barter tracery is the big theme, as well as ancient scripts. I'm already up to 8,200 ancient scripts, and I'm only claimed through level 44. Okay, so at this point, I accidentally sorted my inventory, so that kind of actually organizes what we got a little bit better. So in that view, it is a good thing, but it does sort of mess up the order that we got everything. But yeah, got a bunch of different stuff that I'll go ahead and open now. We did get some sealed traceries legendary, quite a few of them. One more thing I did want to point out is that the legendary Coffer of Gundabad cannot get that. So that's a little bit of a question mark to me right now, what that actually contains. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and open all these. Okay, so one more thing I noticed at this point is I did lose a little bit of ancient script currency, because if you open one of those boxes when you're at the cap, you actually cannot go over cap with these, and it doesn't even like let you not open it. It doesn't prevent you from opening them. So it looks like if these are all 200 ancient scripts, it looks like I lost about 1,000 ancient scripts worth of currency from the boxes. So I did just want to point that out. I'll go ahead and continue opening these, and we're on the very sad part where I'm getting all these wonderful gold legendary traceries, but this is of course the beta, but they happen to be really bad ones that I wouldn't really want actually all that much. So yeah, also got some gold enhancement runes. I guess I saw those, but the icon for those I have not actually seen in game. Organize my inventory and we can look at the haul that I got. So first of all, let's look at ancient scripts, because that's the exciting currency. I think I got technically 11,000 of that total, but we covered the issue. And then the next thing is going to be the enhancement runes. Got 36 yellow ones, 55 purple ones. Here, I'll go ahead and put these up in the middle so we can actually see what I got perhaps a little bit better. Also, I can move my inventory away from that, get rid of that. Okay, now I can actually put stuff up. As I mentioned, 36 yellow enhancement runes, 55 purple enhancement runes, we'll have 40 teal enhancement runes, and 21 gold enhancement runes. Yes, that is the icon for those enhancement runes. And next up is going to be traceries. I won't anchor all of these individually. I do just want them to be where y'all can actually see them on the video, so move my inventory there. So I got Android Maneuver. All these are random, but the total count is, it looks like 4 purple. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I got 13 purple traceries, 9 teal traceries. Again, all of these are random, and then 4 gold traceries it looks like. Now, one thing I did get is 3 of the teal Shattered Gundabad traceries to barter with. Again, if you did these below level whatever I am, below level 140 or below 131, you would get your appropriate level range tracery barter currency here, the shattered and cracked ones. And I got 6 of the gold ones, but I really do want to put an asterisk by the gold ones because I got those items that were supposed to be, it seemed like Embers of Enchantment, but actually got these things, the sealed chest of embers, but that actually gave a box that gave cracked Gundabad traceries, and I went ahead and opened all those, so I did just want to point that out. So yeah, an important note is that I have not seen a sealed tracery that is actually legendary, so I believe that I would not have gotten any of these without that Embers box. So this is the more realistic result. As I mentioned, what was it, like 13 or 14 purple? I think it was 9 teal and 4 gold traceries in total, plus all this stuff here, and 11,000 ancient scripts. But that also does include some ancient scripts from those one things that we just covered, what were supposed to be embers, all these ancient scripts. So there is the potential that it was actually fewer ancient scripts. So my opinion, I already covered the UI for my opinion on that, and I just think it needs improvements, and it's kind of bad. I think it could be a little bit more vertical. Right now it's pretty horizontal, and you can't even drag it there, and it's just kind of rough. I think it's fairly similar to the Allegiance panel. They seem to model this. I don't know where the Allegiance panel went, why it disappeared from there when I relogged, but the Allegiance panel is also kind of rough. It's an annoying scroll that goes left to right. You can at least see what you get a little bit better and drag this if you don't want to see the whole thing listed down there. But both of these panels are a little bit rough, and because it seems like the reward track was basically copy and pasted straight from the Allegiance panel, I think it shares some roughness there with the UI, but because there are 100 levels of the reward track and the icons for these rewards and such are really tiny, there's just so much wasted space, and it's spread out so far horizontally when it seems like it could be stacked vertically a whole lot better. And a search feature would be neat, or a quick like jump to different level ranges would also be neat, just so you can see rewards a little bit better, upcoming rewards and past rewards, even that type of stuff. And actually display like the item XP, total item XP you have somewhere, or total tracks somewhere else that's like separate from the levels would also be quite nice. So I think there are a number of user interface improvements that I think they could make at this point, but hopefully before it comes out or shortly after it comes out even. But I'll go ahead and digress from that and move on to just other general thoughts. I already covered the RNG element with getting all the random traceries. I would much prefer you get selection boxes, or like be able to select which tracery you want from those. I know you get a lot of traceries, it looks like, so they might consider it too powerful to actually let you get the traceries you want, but I think that would be a much better system than the random element that they have now. I don't mind the random element if it's like a farmable or repeatable source, so something like maybe after the 100 levels, if you do happen to get random traceries from that, I don't think that would be as much of a problem. Or drawing an example we have in game is instance drops. I don't mind those traceries actually being random because it kind of makes sense from something repeatable, farmable like that. But one-time rewards from things like quests that we do have in game right now, it is also really annoying that traceries from that are random. So I would like to personally see that change with the reward track, although I'm not too hopeful on that actually being changed. The enhancement runes are okay. I just find, honestly, enhancement runes to be quite boring with the new LI system. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have too much positive to say about like how many I got, just because it's not an exciting system to me with the enhancement runes. But you do get a decent number of them. One thing I was expecting, just based on comments from developers, is that this would be like a major source of enhancement runes. It doesn't actually seem to be that big of a source of enhancement runes. Now, ancient scripts, I believe this was supposed to be also a big source of ancient scripts, and that I got 11,000 total, even with the issues of the Embers one actually giving ancient scripts. I think those gave 2,000 ancient scripts each or something like that. Don't remember exactly, but the point is that ancient scripts, I did get a decent amount of those, and 11,000 total throughout the entire reward track. That might actually seem a little bit low, but it is okay because I could disenchant all these useless traceries that I didn't end up wanting or needing because they were random anyway. But that still doesn't give a ton of ancient scripts, but yeah, did want to point that out. So I believe that covers now all of the elements of the reward track. Getting these shatter traceries, that's actually pretty nice, especially if they combine that with ancient scripts, because then you can go to the House of Rivendell to barter for the actual tracer you want. Okay, so yeah, now that actually covers, I believe, my full thoughts on what we had for, again, this is the first look and it's a work in progress system, and hopefully we do get some nice improvements before it actually comes out or in the next beta round. I don't know if then they're expecting continue betas up until basically the release of update 32, but yeah, there's that. Also, as we wrap up this video, one more thing I want to point out is this is obviously my first video in a long time. I don't know why I've been so slow. Well, actually, I partially know why I've been so slow to get back to videos, so hopefully this was okay just being out of practice. And I do plan to cover other things for update 32. In fact, tonight I plan to record another video with the new zone, Angles of Methiethel, I believe is the name of the zone. So just going through that a little bit and maybe some of the other stuff in the beta for update 32. Let me know what you would like covered. I do have a few ideas for videos outside of the beta and for when the update is actually released. I have some different type of videos I am considering doing with the update, but first I have to actually explore what is in the update in the beta, so maybe we'll do that a little bit later as well. As far as this video goes though, please do let me know what you think of the reward track so far and how it is looking to you. And yeah, with the video, I hope you all did enjoy it and learn something useful about the legendary item reward track. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more or becoming a channel member to support the content on the cat that is slightly off camera there. And thanks for watching, everyone.